guys, we're going to have the mic off for this one, but guess what? We got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Patriots. Go over and check out Good Grief K, because he is currently playing the NCAA. Yeah, baby.
We're back on EA Sports. It's still early in this one. We're about to see a kickoff in the first quarter. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. No run for the first time here with Antonio Gibson. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
So before they can get set and snap it, the clock runs out on quarter 1. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Levi's Stadium right after this. Back and ready now for the 2nd quarter. It's Patriots football. They start with 2nd and 6. On the option, here's Gibson. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Brought down by Fred Warner. They manage a single yard that time. They're going to have to solve 3rd down and 4.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Stevenson gets it on 3rd down. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play. That leaves him with 4th and 4.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And on fourth down, that one won't work. It's incomplete. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Do you think maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of having too much confidence offensively? That's not a spot you want to see a team going for it on fourth down. And now puts their defense right on the hook to try and pick them up after that miscue on fourth.
Ball at the 33 for first down. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Jelani Tavai ranging in for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap for Purdy. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got third down.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But, of course, we know it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
This lands deep into the end zone. We're picking things up at the 20 after the touchback. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Gibson here from the gun. And they take him down at the 24-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Man in motion, headed right. On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Leonard Floyd bringing that play to a close. Now following the play, one of the 49ers banged up. He's in some pain. We're going to pause here as he gets checked on. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Tight end gets it running forward. And this one doesn't go far. Only 1 yard that time, partner, so this is going to bring up 4th down and 5.
Well, Kate, that's a quick hitter to the big guy, and that's what you normally expect to see out of it. Not a huge gain, just picking up a little bit before they stall him out.
May throwing for it. And they got home, sacked him on 4th down. We've got a turnover on downs, and the defense takes over in plus territory.
Well, this play never had a chance between the pressure at home and the coverage downfield. He's still got to find a way to throw it up and give somebody an opportunity to make a play.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, McCaffrey. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Motion man is the tight end here, going left. On the gun is Purdy. Has it at the 7. He has the San Francisco touchdown. So Brock, this offense looking sharpier in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the together.
On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers
Yeah, I was
double their
watching
lead to
that,
14.
dude. You were getting robbed right and left on that. Just like I got robbed on this one. If you just watched that, he didn't even touch the end zone, and they gave it to him.
Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff.
Yeah. There's going to be things like that we're going to have to deal with.
Antonio Gibson now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20.
We'll get it as we keep going. I appreciate you jumping in. I had like 5 different things running for you on that stream, my friends. Giving you the old slap Julia.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Yeah, that's what I had to, you know what I mean? You gotta
Here's
learn.
May. Brought in by Hooper. And that's
Like
good
this,
for a gain of
these
5.
games are totally
Here's
different than
Devondre
what we
Campbell
do.
making the tackle.
Like I got it turned up, but not that much, and I'm still getting slayed.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from the home of the faithful. The Patriots.
Heisman ain't it?
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. From the 27. And that one looked like an interception for a second. Instead, it's incomplete. Defender couldn't hang on to it. 3rd down coming up.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Quick on the draw to Gibson. And this one does not go far. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 4th and 3, drive on the line. Trying to throw for it with May. They can't connect as the coverage comes through. The 4th down stand.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and that's exactly what they did.
Purdy on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
That throw finds Kittle. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense.
Suck off.
Always a point of emphasis, right? Protecting the quarterbacks, and that play is going to draw the flag every time. Oh, an exceptionally painful penalty as it sets up 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. This throw is caught. And he's going to be touched down a yard shy of that marker.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
after a good pickup. They're set up with 2nd and short. Purdy setting up that play action. Has it in close. Touchdown, San Francisco. Well, this machine has been firing on this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
On is Moody for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers stretch their lead to 21. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Gibson. He stopped on the return at the 27. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And their creativity not rewarded. He's only able to get this back to the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Assignments were tested, and they were ready for it defensively. That's an excellent stop at the line. It's going to make this offense seriously question revisiting that call.
So we're halfway through this contest from Santa Clara, California. The hometown 49ers out in front. As we send things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was the Jets who were able to come away with the win at home. Aaron Rodgers, excellent in the victory as his guys moved to 3-1 after 4 games. From there, let's get over to Arizona to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they have the lead over the visiting Washington Commanders. A touchdown run for James Conner. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. As you can see, the score there in the 2nd quarter. The Raiders looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. The Niners got a fine performance in the first half from one of their leaders, Brock Purdy. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Has this at the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. From the 29. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. This is ahead for about 5. Jabril Peppers bringing that one to an end. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Now Purdy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. Well, Brock, this substantial deficit sure hasn't toned the edge that this defense is playing with, huh? If anything, feels like they might be getting more aggressive, looking to make some sort of impact play.
And that's because turnovers are really the name of the game for this defense at this point, Kate. That aggressiveness still super welcome, no question. But they know it's not just incompletions, it's taking the ball away that's next.
The Patriots offense all set to go. Now, they've run into the wall quite a few times, Brock, and like walls tend to do, it hasn't moved. No luck in getting the ground game established. Probably part of the reason why this offense is still searching for its first touchdown.
What's that quote you learned at Cal? About insanity?
Which one? There's so many.
Doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results. They've tried.
That's the one.
I mean, bless their hearts. They've tried to pound the football on the ground, but the results haven't changed. This front stops them every time, and it sure kept a lot of points off the board.
Oh, I see you, partner. Third quarter starts with a run by Stevenson, and he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Throwing play action, May. It's complete to Hunter Henry. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And the Patriots will have a first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On play action, here's May. Ramondre Stevenson makes the catch. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
And the 49ers get there and take him down. Following the play, one of the 49ers still pretty shaken up. Trainers getting out there to see what's wrong. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Here he goes on the bootleg. That pass is caught by Bell. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
He connects downfield on 4th. And he's out of bounds past midfield. What a call. They wind up with 12 on 4th down and pull off the conversion.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
That one's cut along the left sideline. It's a gain of 22. And that's a New England first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. And it's going to be 2nd down. Back to the air. It's May. And he brings it in for a New England touchdown. The Patriots start the 2nd half with some needed points. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
And he pulls it. It's no good. Kick goes too far to the left. The point after left on the table. The Patriots kick team out there as they send it away. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 28. That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's there to knock away the pass and force a 4th down.
You know, that is so hard to do. It's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Pats will take over. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Throwing is May. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. One play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble.
I'm not allowed to challenge the play. It's bullshit.
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as
I was on the fucking ground right there, dude. Like, no, bro.
There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground while the defense is hoping it didn't.
Take that fumble away. The officials overturn the call and say he was down. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Patriots with possession, needing to erase that deficit in a hurry. Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Trying the left side with Stevenson. And he gets this across the 10 before stepping out. 4 yards there, but still a lot of digging left to do. It's third and really long.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Niners countering with a fifth defensive back on this third down. Throwing off the play fake here. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And he's going to go. It's a pick six. Went to the oh well one too many times, Brock, and this time the defense was ready for it.
Yeah, you make as many catches as he has in this game, you're going to attract some extra attention. They knew it was probably going his way in the near future, and they had somebody there waiting for it that time.
On is Moody for the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker.
I didn't even touch him.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. A quick chance at redemption after that pick six as it's sent away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. The Patriot offense making their return to the field. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. First and 10 now from the 30. Timeout taken by the Patriots. They're first to 3. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. First and 10 now from the 30. Now May coming off that pick. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Demario Douglas, the intended target. And we'll see what they do here on second down. Defense showing blitz here. May. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. That pushes him back. Third down.
Absolute BS. I snapped it 4 freaking times.
It's the same way on the football field. You can never assume. If you stop assuming that first sacker is going to get to the quarterback, well, you can run yourself right into trouble. This defense didn't. They didn't take a break. And they finally get him to the ground.
Now May on third and long. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. May throwing for it. He beams one deep right side. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Honestly, really starting to hate playing
so
football
worried
now.
about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Kittle brings it in. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after it.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll run here. It's McCaffrey. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Shotgun snap for Purdy. Cut near the goal line. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
3rd and goal, Purdy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack gonna cost them some yardage. 4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. Little more than a chip shot. This is 25 yards. Moody knocks it through, and their lead grows further to 25 points.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. On the return, here's Jones. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Here's New England, ready once again on offense. The turnover on downs only led to 3, obviously better than a touchdown, but enough to rattle them a bit as they return to the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, these DNs love to get after the quarterback, but the most well-rounded of them are the guys who can anchor your run defense too. Mission accomplished.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. May now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate. Right? We talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when the defense can go back-to-back jack with a tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
A give on 3rd to Gibson. And he's bottled up the line on the final play before the 2-minute warning. 4th and forever coming up. Trying to throw for it with May. Fits it through the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. And they drag him down just in time. He's shy of that marker. We've got a turnover on downs.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The San Francisco offense headed out to take over. They put on quite the display in their own building here, something they should be proud of as they come on to take their victory lap. They're set up at the 35 now. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
On second down, here's McCaffrey. And he's brought down after a short gain. 3 yards almost gets him back to even, but it's going to be 3rd and 11 now. Purdy to throw it. This ball's caught by McCaffrey. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
This dude's just simply got to know
They so cheap.
no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on first down. So the 49ers take the win here in front of the faithful in Santa Clara. And their start to the season not cooling off by any means as they move to 4-0 on the year. So for my partner Brock Hewitt and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the 49ers as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Dolphins and the Pats, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us roughly midway between Boston and Providence. Everybody knows it as Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here come the Patriots to take over for the first time, led out by the rookie, the 3rd overall pick back in April out of UNC, and that's Drake May.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. You talk about this Miami defense. They've been pretty solid against the pass, toward the middle of the pack, number 14 in the NFL.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And?
Too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. This defense for the Dolphins, they had certainly had their struggles to start the season, but they put it all together in getting that first victory a week ago.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with May. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The first-round pick looking comfortable in this offense. 1st down. Charles, their first drive of the game, and already they're taking chances here, but they get the 4th down conversion. I'm curious, do you think that that's something they game plan for on the opening drive if it came up, or is that something that happened organically?
I think that they game plan for it, Brandon, and when you think about it, let's just say it. The word analytics is a big part of how everyone looks at a game nowadays, but it's not just the analytics. It's a coach willing to be daring, willing to be bold, and they certainly were there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Fighting him off. He'll get this up to the 34, and a good lane opening up right away for him. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple. Douglas, the man in motion. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. The Patriots had 2-2 through the first 4 weeks of the season. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him to first. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They run once more with Stevenson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This offense converted once already in this first quarter. They're going to try it again here on 4th down. They'll run for it. It's Stevenson. And the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
Hammer 'em.
Start of the second quarter from Foxborough. It's the homestanding Patriots with the football as they go to work on a 1st and goal. Here's Stevenson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Stevenson is into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023. Now in his 5th season, Tua Tagovailoa.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
In motion, Hill. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. The nice design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Hill going to go in motion right. Play action. Now it's Tua. And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack. Dietrich Wise running through and dropping it for the sack. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Back deep for New England is Marcus Jones. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's taken it around the 40. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Patriots take over. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they'd really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time, let's keep doing it until they stop us? Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw, May. And that's going to be incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
To throw, it's May. That's to the veteran tight end, Austin Hooper. Now he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll throw with May. Open man here, the tight end Henry. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. That's good for 28 yards.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
Hey, Subby, what's going on? Good to see you.
They'll run with Stevenson. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stops short of the goal line down at the 2. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Again, Stevenson. And this time he is in.
Touchdown, Patriots. Yes, let's go.
Touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Patriots go up by 2 touchdowns. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Yeah, that was me earlier.
Ryland on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. That time a 6-play drive. And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run. The kicking unit out for the Patriots as they send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now as they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Tua sets up to pass it. Quickly into the hands of Beckham. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Steve's not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it.
Automatic first down.
Tua to throw again. He'll swing this out to Mostert. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Tua. Tua hit and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and a Patriot touchdown. Well, Charles, not only did they fumble the football, but they're starting to fumble away their chances here a little bit. We've got a 3-score ball game now here in the first half.
And the last thing you want to do, partner, is help the other team with what are avoidable turnovers. You want to hang on to the football because you're already playing against a good team. You're just making it easier for them by giving them extra opportunities.
I don't understand oxygen sometimes. That's okay.
Now Ryland for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in
But
the
to be
second
fair,
quarter, not sure how
Shelby,
aggressively, offensively
nobody
they're gonna play
understands
this.
cricket.
I think we'll find out
Let's
just
be
how much
honest.
they trust their guys
You don't,
in
I
this
don't,
situation
nobody
if they
understands
decide to
cricket.
take a shot.
With just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on 1st and 10. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. Shrugs him off. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Second down and 3. From the gun, it's Tua. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop.
Yeah, football is pretty much easy to understand. Pretty much one team has to get to the opposite side of the field. When one team is playing offense, they got to get to the opposite side of the field, make a touchdown, which gets them 6 points, and then the kick down for 7.
That leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to pass. Tua. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan?
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Patriots take over. They're going to have terrific field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
They'll throw now on the final play. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll get started out in Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. And it's the Bills who lead that one late in the second quarter. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. We'll stay in the AFC North as we head over to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they've got the lead in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Joe Burrow with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's take the trip across the Atlantic, see what's happening over in London. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, terrific in the victory, as his guys up their mark to 4-1 now. We saw a solid first half from the Oklahoma man, Ramondre Stevenson. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Our two teams making their final preparations for the second half. And as they do, we send it back out to Foxborough, where we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Oh, I
All
messed
right,
that
Coach,
up.
thank you, and we welcome everyone.
I'll be right with you guys. I hear you there. All right, thanks for hanging in there, guys. We're back.
For quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Short throw to Smith. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn up.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Matt Judon. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. Jones on the return. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Patriots to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. 1st level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the 1st down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
This offense 2 for 2 converting on these thus far, so why not try again here on 4th down? They'll go for it. They'll try and run for it. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. He needed a yard. He didn't get anything. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. Well, it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going for it there was the right call.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Dietrich Wise picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
On target over the middle to Hill. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 7 there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. In motion left is Beckham. On play action, here's Tua. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Patriots offense and Ramondre Stevenson getting set for this next drive. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 5. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, here's Stevenson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the handoff, Stevenson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Stevenson. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And Stevenson's going to have a Patriots first down as he's down at the 17-yard line.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now a handoff, Stevenson. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And despite the fancy footwork we saw, they'll get to him just inside the 15. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Throwing here is May. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
4th down, here's May. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Juju Smith-Schuster, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Patriots look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
28-0. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now Tua. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down.
Beautiful. Let's go.
Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. The Patriots offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. The defense gets them the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibson. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now a run with Stevenson. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
They'll try and run. Stevenson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Boom, baby.
What a game it's been for him in the backfield, Charles, as he pounds it into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, and he hits the end zone one more time, and his blockers cleared all those lanes. Before the snap, they called for the heavy unit, right? 3 tight ends coming on the field, and they got the job done clearing the way.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. One final try for Tagovailoa. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And I tell you
sack and a touchback right at the end of that.
Yeah. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Patriots, they move back over 500 at 3-2 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And perhaps fortunately for them, they'll get an early bye next week and come back to action in Week 7. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for this one. And as always, God bless.